Hello and welcome back to It's a Funny Your Life podcast. This is episode 5 and today I'm going to be talking about my football team, which is very special in my heart, called Beetlebucks Inclusion FC, and it's done a lot for me, including my confidence and just improved my football. And today I'm going to be talking about my football team. My two favourite sports are football and boxing, and I'm going to be talking about the football side today, which is Beetlebucks Inclusion FC. And on my next episode, which is after, I've got an episode coming out on Monday with a special guest. I'm not going to say any more, so make sure you tune in for Monday. And after the Monday's episode, I'm going to be talking about my boxing, which is the Inclusive Hub, and how much that's helped me in a way as well. But I'm going to be talking about my football team today, as football is actually my favourite sport. Football is my favourite sport, and I've literally loved it for my whole entire life. So I hope you enjoy this podcast, and make sure you listen to me on Spotify. It's up on probably on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. There's loads more I could go on about. There's also a YouTube channel, and I'm going to be posting my podcast on IGTV on Instagram. So make sure that you tune in for whenever this podcast will be going up on YouTube on Saturday, and will be probably on Spotify by tonight or tomorrow. So I'm going to just get straight into the podcast with my football team. It has helped me over the years develop as a player and also as a person. All the coaches are very, very welcoming. I've got a lot of very good friends that I've made over the years there, and I'm just going to be discussing that today. So, Beetlebucks Inclusion FC is the full name. We got set up in April 2018 by a group of fans who set it up to offer football coaching to kids anywhere really, to help them, because it's for a disability team. It's a disability team, and there's not really a lot of opportunities for people who have disabilities like autism, ADHD, who are just disabled, or any disability really. And Beetlebucks Inclusion FC really, really helps with that. And it was set up in April 2018, like I said, by a group of fans called John Callahan, John Doran, and John Rice, all three Johns. John Rice is my uncle, so I know him quite well. And they set it up and on the very first session, there was about 15 or 16 people who attended, who attended and just came, and it was the first session I can't really remember too much about, but I remember coming home and just thinking, wow, this is special. Because it's a very, very special club, and it helps. It doesn't just help me; it helps a lot of people as well. And I've made very good friends there. Oh, what's happened here? I've made very good friends. Good friends that I have. I'm still friends with now. I didn't really know anyone there, so. And me, when I join activities, I've joined other activities, being in other football teams, only 2 before that. I've been to other activities like taekwondo, probably some other things that I can't remember, and I've never really felt at home. I've never really felt like this is special, this is something I want to do like forever. No one ever really made me feel at home until I came to Beetlebucks, and I could literally tell it was very homely from the very first session, which was in April 2018, when there was 15, 16, I'm not sure how many people that attended, but everyone who's there, like the coaches, John Rice, John Callahan, John Dorn, Heather, who was there in the first session? It was, what's the girl's name? Sophie. There's probably a few others. I can't put my finger on that were there. And in our second session, I met one of my mates who I'm still really good mates with today. And honestly, I'll always have. It was always just amazing, and you can't not, if you don't like it, then you've obviously got a problem with someone, because it's just the best thing to ever happen. And we used to train at the Hawthorns Free School in Fernhill Road in Bootle, and we used to train there on a Saturdays, we still do train on a Saturdays when this pandemic's over. And we used to train. Used to operate 2 sessions. For, I think there was ones that was under 10s or under 11s, I'm not sure. Went down from like the age of 4, from 9 till 10:30, or half 9 till 10, or half 9 till 11. My session was 10:45 to 12:15. And it's not just boys, it's also girls who come as well. Everyone enjoys it. And I've made loads of really good friends there. And the first year, which was 2018, was particularly a very good year, because we played our very first match in May 2018. I think it was May 2018. Against Everton. I think it was against Everton last. I'm not really sure who it was against, but I remember playing the first match with, I think, two of my mates were there, and it was just a very special feeling to actually be able to play, because before, from April when we started to about May, we were just doing training, and I've always just wanted to actually play matches. Like, I've always played matches for the 2 other teams I play for, but I never really played a lot. And then I came here, and it's not just about, you get split into teams, there's nothing to do with sub. Everyone gets to play, at least. Everyone gets to play. Everyone gets an opportunity. Like, if you don't get picked for something, you get picked for the next thing. It's just how it works. And we played the first match, and I can't remember how it was, and I remember getting a certificate later on that year for being a participant for the first match. And in later that year, which was later 2018, we won a special award for the Northwest Football Awards for being the best team. And at that point, we'd only been going for about 7 months. Very unexpected. I mean, I remember sitting there when we found, I never really expected, I didn't even know we were doing an awards ceremony, and then to find out we've won it. It was crazy. And I remember all the coaches, I watched the video, and presenting it was a BT Sport presenter, and Joe Hart was there. And a few of the parents were there as well. Wow, how much did that help the club? Because probably that attracted more people. Because there's quite a lot more people now than what it was at the start. And that probably attracted more people, knowing that we were one of the best clubs around. 2019 was very good as well. A lot happened in that year as well, including the tournaments that we've included. Bootle Bucks winning a lot. The Bootle Bucks won a lot of titles. The over 16s won the league. The under 13s won the league. Twice, I think. And the under 16s won the league. So every single age group from Bootle Bucks won won a title. And also that year we got to participate in the George Best tournament in Belfast. Like, one of the Bootle FC captain, his name is called Liam Loughlin, and he ran a marathon. I think it was a marathon, marathon. The Barcelona marathon, to raise money for our team. And I'm not sure how much. I think it was £1,000 towards going to Belfast, and we ended up going there. And I've still got my shirt in my wardrobe now, saying which is we wore for most of the tour, which was Bucks to Belfast 2019. And I remember the day we went, and I had to wake up about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, because our flight out of Liverpool was about 6:30 in the morning. We were leaving Liverpool to go to Belfast at 6:30. Our flight's at 6:30, so I had to wake up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Went, my dad dropped me off on to the minibus, because he was doing the minibus taking all the people to Belfast. We got to Liverpool airport at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Met up with everyone. We waited for our flight. Got on our flight. Got sit by everyone by our mates, and we set off on our flight about 6:30. We got to Belfast about 35 minutes later and got all our luggage. Went on a little coach, which it took quite a while. I remember it. I was sitting on the back with my phone by my mates. It took quite a while to get to where we were staying. We finally got there. Found out what floor. Got our luggage. Got in our rooms. Settled ourselves in. Got everything prepared. Got everything where we wanted to, and we went and just done a normal day, because in our first day when we went there, we didn't play any matches. It was the day after we were playing a match. So the first day was just like a getting used to day, just chilling and going out for a meal, going out for meals. Used to go out every day for dinner, and just hang out with your mates day. And it was just, we probably did still end up playing footy. It was like a grass pitch by where we were staying, and the coaches and the players, everyone was having a good time. Everyone was having a laugh, playing football, and went to sleep. And next day it was our matches, and we got remember it being really, really, really hot, really, really hot day when we were playing our matches. And I have in the summer, I have really, really, really bad hay fever, so I had to take tablets there and eye drops, so I had to take them every day. And I was there on my own. My dad couldn't take me, so one of the coaches had to look after me. So it was the first ever time I'd been abroad, out of the country, without my parents, and I was only 11 at the 12, sorry. So I was only 12 at the time, and it was the first time I'd been away from my parents, out of the country. And and we just were there and played our matches. Remember our team done quite well. Was on a team with a few of my mates. I remember we done quite well in the matches. And then we went back, just went for a meal, done our usual stuff, play football, and went to sleep. Done the same thing the next morning, but this was our last day. We were only there on a 3-day trip, or 3 or 4 days, and I got to miss school. 3 or 4 days out of Belfast, where it was the tournament. And on our final day, which was when we were going home as well, we played our matches. And I remember us not doing so well on that day, but we still had a laugh. We still had a good time. We had a little award ceremony at the end, before we were going back in. I'm not really. We weren't somewhere we were staying. like, we weren't sleeping there, but they done like a little award ceremony. We just got to play for a bit, waiting for our mini buses to come and pick us up for us to go to the airport. And we went to the airport. There we got ourselves checked out, just the usual procedure, and got on the plane and just thought it was normal. But we got on our flight at, I think we were due to land in Liverpool Airport at 11, I think it was midnight, 11 or 11:45 p.m. So I think we left Belfast about 10:30, 11 maybe, and got back to Liverpool. Well, thought we were going back to Liverpool. Here we go. I'll tell you the story here. There had to be an emergency landing in Liverpool because something happened to one of the planes. Like one of the runways were off, I think. Not really sure what the reason was. I think that was the reason. And we only got told when we landed. We thought, alright, in Liverpool, getting off, go home. And then as soon they wouldn't let us out, then we got an announcement that because of the emergency landing in Liverpool, we had to get diverted to Manchester Airport. And it did not go down well with a lot of people. Understandably, obviously, because we thought we were just going to go home and it'd be normal, get home back to our houses about 12:30 at night. But no, it didn't work like that, did it? It didn't have to work like that. We had to stay on the plane for an extra hour just to make matters worse, with a lot of people who were stressing out. Kids, babies, people like me, adults, were all crying. Some of them was the first time abroad in general, first time away from the parents, or just generally just stressed out. And it certainly stressed me out because I get stressed out with quite a lot of things sometimes. And I had to stay on a plane for an hour where some of our coaches were complaining, saying, like, what's going on? Why is it stop? Why is everything stop? What's happening? Could you please tell us? And they couldn't. They are told it was they had to be an emergency landing in Liverpool. And about an hour later, I think it was about 1:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning, we got off the plane. And got in Manchester. Our luggage had to be diverted from Liverpool to Manchester, which took even longer. So we had to wait for our luggage and get our thing. Some of the people, there was also, I think it was taxis, and there was only 56 spaces available. So, and I think there's about 90 or 100 people there, and there was only 56 spaces available. So, that's about 40 or 50 people who couldn't get home, or we just had to call like a taxi. So my uncle John, who's also a coach there, who was with me, my dad came and picked us up, dropped him off home, and I was really, really tired at this point because I had a really long day playing football, the little reward ceremony, and obviously not what's happened with the flight. And I got home at 3 o'clock in the morning, or about 3:30, and I slept literally the whole day. I woke up at about, I couldn't tell you, at about 1 o'clock the next day. Honestly, despite the tour being amazing for multiple reasons, just the banter, the laugh, the football, which we went for and was amazing. It ended on a very low point, and especially because of some of the disabilities and the things that people have wrong with them, it was stressful to say the least. But it did end well in the end. A lot of things happened, like that year with we played, obviously, like I was saying, playing the tournaments, played tournaments on Bootle FC's pitch, which is, I guess, that we get in the play on a football team's actual pitch. Um, just we've done a lot of things. Just obviously new people that were coming, new coaches, lots of new players, and it was good. It was a very good year, don't get me wrong, because I enjoyed the tour all together, but that just what happened with the flight was quite bad. Still a very good year though. And then the 2020 start of it, just normal in the training centre, doing our usual stuff, playing our matches, and March 2020 came, and coronavirus pandemic struck. We were told that we couldn't come back to training until we were off lockdown, and I really miss football. Because football's been my life since I was about 5 or 6. So you're going without football, playing with your mates, and the only thing, the way you can communicate with your mates is by a phone call. Not playing football with them, just but by a phone call. Honestly, and yeah, and then we got back to football, and we had to leave our training ground, which we were at for 2 years, and we trained. We could arguably say it was better with the Bootle FC's pitch. That's our new training ground now. Still training it out, but we haven't been in football since January because of the new lockdown. Yeah, and we train there now. On the pitch, and we haven't played a tournament since the first lockdown. Just couldn't really sort things out, because as some teams would have gone back to not usual just training, some never came back, and probably some had probably aren't clubs anymore. And hopefully 2021 is going to be better. We can get to do a lot more things, cause since we're going to go completely off lockdown on the 21st of June. And that is basically a roundup of my experience at the club. I'm just going to talk about what is done for me and my favourite moments. So, what Bootle Bucks has done for me is massive. It has grew me in confidence. It's made my footballing ability so much better. It's made my confidence skyrocket. And I've made a lot more new friends. I'm going to give some of them a mention here. Tommy Jones, Ethan Richardson, Kal-El Dodd, Shay Leary, much more as well. They are all my mates from football. I could go on all day. I've got more. Jacob O'Hara is a very good friend. All the coaches are just so nice, so helpful. And I may not act like that, because sometimes I can be a bit overreactive and a bit mean and not nice sometimes. But everyone there is just so helpful and so nice. It's done a lot for me personally, in like I was saying, grew me confidence, made loads of new friends, and I feel like anyone, if I have any problems with anything, I need to speak to someone, I can just go and speak to them. My favourite moment at Bootle Bucks is a hard one, because there's loads that I can talk about. There's just loads. I'm gonna say when we played against Manchester United at the Cliff was particularly a special moment, because, like I said earlier, Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, Van der Sar, could go on, Patrice Evra. players like that, they've played on that pitch in a club like us. I think at that time, that was 2019. That was just before we went to we played in the George Best tournament in Belfast. And we've also had like messages off other footballers. We had a message off Steven Gerrard, Graham Snodden, saying like to go look in the George Best tournament. But yeah, I'd say my favourite moment at Bootle Bucks was the Cliff, which was Manchester United's training grounds, and that's my football experience. So I'm gonna move on to another one of the things that I enjoy doing, which is boxing. And while we've been on this coronavirus pandemic, you couldn't really do much. It was just my football was closed and I had nothing to do. And Liam and Jared Starkey from the Inclusive Hub, they kindly asked me to come down and train with them. And my first session was on the 7th of November 2020 in the Kirkdale ABC. The Inclusive Hub, they started well before I came, which was in 2016, and they used to train at the Rotunda, and they switched, I think it was because of the pandemic, to Kirkdale ABC by the Gordon, and I went there, and very, very shy, and I knew absolutely no one there, but like I said, with Bootle Bucks, everyone there is just so welcome, make you feel part of something, like you're part of something, like you're one of their own, like you feel like you've been there for a long time, you know everyone, because since then, I still go now, every Saturdays and Sundays while football's off, and everyone is just so helpful and so nice to me, and really, really really helpful. And we didn't use a boxing gym because at the time when I first joined, the army were doing coronavirus testing, so we were in a room and we were doing pads, just practicing like our 1-2s, our dips, stuff like that. Then when we went back into the boxing gym, it just changed. Like, you were going in a boxing ring, a lot more people were coming, lots more people were interacting with me, and it just made me feel part of something. Every time you walk into the building, there's always someone there just saying, like, how are you, Joseph? How's your weekend been, mate? Have you been working hard? And I think being happening, and that's what they do. They just make you feel happy and wanted. I met a lot of people as well, like some of the coaches there, Liam, Jared Starkey. You've got coaches called Reese and Ria. There's Mark, I think his name is, and we've had people come in like Pat former Everton players, Pat Van Howe, former jockeys, Franny Norton, who's a Scouser himself, come in and train with us, and there's still lots more that I'm gonna stay there for a long time. And obviously I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing with me Bootle Bucks. And that is my story with boxing and football. And I hope you enjoyed listening to my podcast today. And if you did, please make sure to check it out. This will be uploaded tomorrow on YouTube. This episode's going to be called the 2 things that mean the most to me. Which it does mean a lot to me. Bootle Bucks Inclusion and Inclusive Hub, they're both amazing. So, make sure you and all the credit of my confidence and me just being who I am today, a lot of the credit goes to them too. So, thanks for watching this podcast. If you enjoyed it, please watch me podcasts, listen to them, I should say, really. And thank you for tuning in today. So, thank you.